Heart of Darkness. I'm not gonna lie, this is not an easy read. Jules Verne, it ain't. Uncle Tom's Cabin? Nope. Popeye? Forget it. We start with Seawolf Marlowe, who's stationed on the Thames, there he is, and he starts to tell the tale to his shipmates who are, let's face it, mostly asleep, about this time in Africa and how he journeyed up this great river to locate the mysterious Mr. Kurtz, who's the controller of an ivory collecting station. Ivory was very valued in Europe in those days. Apparently they made all sorts of things with it, not only piano keys, but teeth as well, amongst other things. This story is almost entirely based on facts, and it describes what it was like to be in Africa during a period of imperialism and ruthless exploitation. It's basically a horror show, this, under King Leopold, who imposed a slave labor system on his colony to extract ivory and rubber, with millions dying in the process. Marlowe, we could say, is Conrad's alter ego. In real life, Conrad was commissioned by a Belgian company to pilot a steamboat up the Congo River, and the brutality he experienced during this journey changed him. He saw a side of human nature that he hadn't seen before. My favorite part is when Marlowe begins the journey into the heart of darkness, the inner station where Kurtz is. As he travels further and further upstream, upriver, he learns more and more about Kurtz and the terrible methods he had employed to collect ivory from the people of the interior. Before we meet Kurtz, it's quite clear that he's a great man. He's intelligent, strong, ambitious. He's an artist, for God's sake, a musician and a poet. And then we meet him, and he's completely bonkers. He probably indulges in cannibalistic rites, and he chops hands, and he has heads on stakes as garden ornaments. The book was very controversial and heavily criticized for his stereotypes of African. Conrad is a man of his time, so he probably did hold racist notions. But the book is important as it highlights the appalling cruelty that characterized the Belgian Congo, and above all the impunity of these diabolical officers in this monstrous private army that King Leopold had created. The darkness is that of the heart of Mr. Kurtz, who, Marlowe says, stepped over the edge, while he, Marlowe himself, has been permitted to draw back my hesitant foot. When the dying Kurtz cries probably the most famous last words in literature, the horror. He may be thinking about what happens to the idealistic, civilized, moral white man who, once left on his own with unbridled powers, turns basically into a cruel beast and a source of devastation for the sake of profit. Once he was slaves, then it was ivory and rubber, now it's minerals. To tear treasures out of the bowels of the land was their desire, Marlowe says, with no more purpose than there is in burglars tearing into a safe. There aren't enough films made, no books written about hearts of immense darkness the world over.